But you have to. There we go. You got to wait a second on YouTube. So when you go live there, otherwise you cut the when it comes back around, you cut off the good dawning there. Okay, good dawning. So good dawning, everybody. Welcome to good dawning with myself, Mr. Floyd. I guess the Dharma train keeps rolling. I don't know. Grateful for all of you, and we'll see what we've got today. This is a sodalite pillar. And it's a shungite. It's chipped. It's not glass, so at least you can see that. Some of these can be made of like some sort of glass. But, so like fake ones. But this is shungite pyramid, which I keep under the phone to eat the RF. But, all right, so good dawning and welcome. And let people pile in here and see what glasses are what. What's what? All right, Laura B. Good dawning. Laura B. It's a two fat Tuesday, right? So we have Laura B. to tonight, and she's going to be doing cards and tarot at 5 p.m. my time, which is 7 o'clock, mostly your time. If you're on the West Coast, there it's 4 o'clock, and yeah, it's a good time. Laura is an amazing soul, and come around. We shall have fun. And yeah, as well, before we do cards, I'm going to let people pile in here for a moment. We'll see who else is in the chat here. Star and Angela, good dawning, Lindsay. Helene, beautiful soul. Chloe, Millie. And Millie had a birthday, if you did not catch that yesterday. On Saturn Day was her solar return. So we are grateful that she returned solarly to planet Earth when she did, because now she's a part of us, and we are grateful. And yeah, so Fatima, good dawning, blessings. Bonnie, blessings, good dawning. And hope everybody's had. If I miss somebody, it's always not the. There we go. And I probably look a little weird when I'm looking at the chat because the camera's way up here too. So you're like, let's look up his nose or something. So you got to look down towards the chat, or look through my glasses. All right, blessings to everybody. Hello, hopefully this helps. But oh, all right. You know what? I'm going to answer that. Gene, Gene made a comment about overwhelming sadness. So I'm going to answer that. There's two things that could be going on. And I had the same thing yesterday as well. No, 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago or yesterday? But it passed like super fast. But I realized it could be, and but it passed, and I'm grateful. Solar activity. I don't know. For me, I think it was. So I'm not speculating for yourself, but it could be. So, but the solar between the X flares and everything hitting Earth, no, everybody's been kind of like this, and then the astrology doesn't help any either. But so maybe that's the case. I don't know if it's nothing situational favor, but between the X flares hitting and the X9, the X7, and then X1, many X flares, it's been kind of crazy. So maybe that helps, Gene, but I don't know. Because I never know, don't know. Nobody knows anybody's real situation because you're not in their universe. Couple other things here, but I hope that helps. Chris, the volunteer, please go to the community page. I don't ask a lot. There's 13 of us. Can we pile after this over to the community page? Chris, the volunteer, has his first. There was a trans channeling, written channeling, I guess, by Chris and Archangel Gabriel. So please, Don't know where it's coming from. I would venture to guess then, Gene, that it's the it could be the solar flares, the energetics in the air. I even picked up on it like myself and was like, why am I feeling overwhelmingly sad? And then it went away. Once I acknowledged it, it went away. Emotions can do that. But Viviani, good dawning. How are you? Viviani is on live today at Tuesdays. Yeah, 3 o'clock. With if somebody wants to post that, they be grateful. I don't have my laptop up or anything, so if somebody wants to post that, Viviani, you're welcome to. There you go. At 3 o'clock there with the ladies doing Akashic records. But Chris, I wanted to get all that out of the way so I can talk longer about Chris. And that we're trying to get Viviani out of the way. But Chris posted his first channeling on his channel. And so if you haven't channeled to his channel to channel his channeling, then I would channel over to his channel so you can, or drive over to his channel, really, and channel around there so that you can, listen to a good bowl. But really, Chris's first channeling with Archangel Gabriel is there. So check that out. It's pretty awesome there, Chris. And it's cool to be at the basement. It's like the first channeling. So yeah, support. Go dive over there. It's on the community page. There's or somebody can post a link for Chris. But yeah, if you want to go to the community page at the end there, Chris the Volunteer is the channeling's there on the page. So if you want to click on that, you can watch Chris the Volunteer with his amazing, awesome message from Archangel Gabriel. I'm not going to spoil the message because it is a fire message and a message that most people would do well to hear and even better to heed. So we are grateful. Thank you, Chris, for thank Archangel Gabriel for coming through there. And I'm sure there'll be more. And we'll probably just make a folder for him and let him collect up there. All right. I'm playing with the cards, right? These are I'll get you the box here. The Hero's Journey Dream Oracle deck. Not specifically, I don't know who, but the art's pretty cool. But I don't know who really did the deck or any. It just drew to me. So I'm flipping the deck out, and I was talking about Chris as I'm flipping out the deck, right? And so here's Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain in color, but the card that came out is Plant the Seed of Intention. Go, grow, and glow. So Chris, you're being asked, I was talking about you when this flipped out. So plant the seed of intention on what you're looking to do with your channeling, with your channel and your channeling, and where do you want to see it? But they're saying make it intentional, whatever you're doing there. That's what I'm getting. So from my end, and like in channel, is make it intentional. So we'll draw two more since that or three more. You always grab the bottom one too, so we'll grab that and two more, right? That one flipped out, but that one was kind of a specific message to Chris. But we're gonna put it in the pile here. All right, there you go. This is a good message for Chris too, but for anybody really, of course. But it just fit what we were talking about. All right, so become the elixir. Let your glow do the heavy lifting. So become what you're doing is what they're saying. If you're glowing, if you become what you're doing, then you glow within it and let that do your lifting. So you become what you're doing. Become that. The violet elixir there, right? Become the violet elixir, right? So glow up to is what they're basically saying here. And this one has glow in. There's double glows here. Look, this one has. You have to see how the universe. We're talking about living universe, and I'm going to give you some info. We'll talk about that today. But do you see the word glow there, right? No synchronicities, right? There's nothing that's not. Everything everything's on purpose with the universe, right? So there's the word glow again. So Yes, and if you watch Chris's video, he is glowing, and I guess they're saying if whatever you're doing, glow within it. All right, so we got two more cards here. Say yes to your higher calling. These are on fire. So, all right, so they're asking you to glow, and then they're saying say yes to your higher calling, whatever that is in your end. This is really good cards. Um, be a human exclamation mark. So obviously here, all right, this is really cool. All right, so plant your seeds of intention, and then become what you're intending. Basically, glow both on and glow. Then say yes to your higher calling. All right. And then finally, but there's no finallys ever in anything. Um, boom. Once you say yes to your higher calling, ching, you would be in great company. All right. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right. Pull back to propel forward. So basically figure it out and then launch. And but really the best company, if you realize that you're your best company. But all right, awesome cards, Chris. You are divinely supported here. These fell out as we were talking about you, basically, and what you're doing. So it's obviously your higher calling. But well, of course, if you're working with Gabrielle, but definitely check that out, guys. Please, um, when you can. It's on the community tab, and I'm sure, Chris, there'll be more. And if you I'm opening this as an offer, and this is an offer to anybody who's in watching this. If you get to a moment where you are verbally channeling and have questions, need help, or help to become verbally channeling, send me an email, Mr. Floyd Channeling with an S, channelings, and that may change, but at the moment it's Mr. Floyd Channelings from the old channel name with an S at gmail.com, and I will reach out and we'll zoom up and go from there. But yeah, I can pass on anything that I got if you get to that point, Chris. If you need any additional help to do that breakthrough or whatever it is. But anybody, if you end up channeling for sure, if you don't reach out, please. Why am I here? No, I mean, I know why I'm here, but that would be one reason why I'm here for sure. So yeah, it would be blessed. So yeah, please do. So yeah, Chris, you are definitely the cards. The cards speak loudly. All right. So again, if you're new here, please like, subscribe. I never ask, but seriously, please like, subscribe, and knock the bell there so when I go live. But for the Al Gore rhythm, and I say this all the Al Gore has no rhythm, and Tipper Gore tried to take all the music, but to help out to get past Al Gore's rhythm. Ooh, I just noticed my glass is chipped. I guess I can drink out of it now, but we don't want to continue. It's broken glass, but it happens. But so at any rate, dollar is a $2 IKEA glass, but grateful. Many more glasses. But yeah, please like and hit the bell, and please like. I appreciate it. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. We go live Monday through Friday here and do this and other things. And tonight is Laura B. Laura is her readings pack a punch. I'll leave it at that. They're really good. And Laura's an amazing soul. She's got this very kind energy. And so yeah, join us tonight, 7 o'clock for Laura, and we'll have fun. And you can see what's up in your universe on Tuesday Night Live. Oh, pardon me. I need like a mute button, but I don't have one. Pardon me. Let me sip water here. All right. So we're going to do something a little different here with Hurricane Milton spinning around. And there's 22 of us. That means we're divinely supported. And we're going to talk a couple things here. First thing we're going to do is a quiet meditation for Hurricane Milton. If we don't mind, guys, it's been kind of jumping on me that we can move some energetics. There's 23 of us. This is blessed. And so moving energetics is what we're talking about here from Saint Germain. And that's really building your universe is all about moving energetics. And so from my end and your end, then if you guys are amenable, and I'm sure that can we take just a minute and we're going to do a quick invocation. I'm getting Saint Germain. No, Mother Isis wants to lead something. There we go. An invocation for peace, chill, quiet, not in my universe with Hurricane Milton. We don't need a Cat 5 anywhere on this planet, but definitely not when barreling towards nowhere, right? It's not barreling anywhere. Exactly. Favor, Tampa, favor. So yeah, let's take a moment, if you don't mind, before we do anything else here. And we're going to invoke Mother Isis, Goddess Mother Isis, to maybe lay down some pyramid of protection. She can't guarantee anything. This is Mother Nature. Mother Nature. Favor. We leave that alone. We don't discuss how sometimes Mother Nature has a steering wheel, but we don't say anything. Favor, that's not the case. We don't want to think that, but we've seen other things in this universe that defy gravity, so to speak, with hurricanes in your planet. So Saint Germain here. So, but we are going to invoke Mother Isis. So we are going to do an invocation. This is Saint Germain, for those of you who are watching. But we are going to do an invocation with the goddess Mother Isis. And she is going to invoke peace to Florida and what is going on. So please join us here. Take a deep breath. If you are driving, do not, we take a deep breath, but do not close your eyes. Just go with us. And if you are in an office or something at work, just do what you can to center up. But if you cannot, we understand. If you're watching this in the replay, your energy just goes along with ours. It is the same energetics. It still forms in the greater source field up there, right? Everywhere else. Your energetics will join with ours and become the greater energetics that we are putting out here to send love to those in Florida and love for those in Hurricane Milton. And hopefully, if you know who Milton is, in the movie Office Space, we talk about TPS reports. He's the one who burns down the office in Office Space. So we are not letting Milton burn down Tampa, right? We're not going to let that happen. It's not in my universe, right? All right, so here we go. We are going to bring in Goddess Mother Isis, and we are going to invoke some love for Tampa and all of those in the surrounding area, because nobody needs to go through this. And you all sign a contract that you live on the terrestrial field that is not completely stable. And that is for a reason, so that you can learn to think on your feet. There's many reasons why your planet is not completely stable. And that is so you learn lessons, because you can learn love through a hurricane, right? You can learn to detach from your material, from things like this. We don't want you to have to, but these can be positive lessons way down the line. But right now, no, nothing is positive about this. Right at the moment, even the oil rigs, you go get gas because the oil rigs are, and then you have to pay more for your gas. They will figure out their ways to say, oh, the oil rigs, which 6 months later, that oil turns into gas. But right now, the people on the oil rigs have been evacuated, right? So go buy your gasoline because the prices will go up, right? You know that. They will make an excuse to raise the price. But the refineries have to shut down anyway. So go buy your gasoline. Save yourself some money. If you keep your tank at half a tank all the time, always fill it up at half a tank, you will save money in the long run. A lot of money. Not a lot, but enough. But nonetheless, if you can figure out how to save money, but we're not saying that you have to save it. You remember, your universe is abundant, but if you save your money, you have more to other things in your universe. So you just spin it around. There you go. But let's take a moment. We are going to invoke Mother Isis for Hurricane Milton. So bring yourself with us. And Mother Isis here she comes. Dearies, we are grateful that you are here, dearies. This is Goddess Mother Isis. You live on a shaky ground planet. You are an understanding when you come to planet Earth. You sign contracts, theoretically, dearies. You are an understanding that hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcanoes, and the like can occur when you come to planet Earth. You are in agreement that you could be subject to the like. So when you come down to planet Earth, dearies, and these things occur, is it tragic? Well, sure, we don't want these things to occur. But your soul is in understanding, dearies, that these things do occur on planet Earth. It is your body that is in trauma and fear for itself. It is your attachment to your things. It is your attachment to having constant roof over your head, dearies, that really bring in the fear. And of course, the fear of death if you do not know whom you are. So we are going to send an invocation of love, dearies, and place a pyramid of protection over those within the hurricane zone. We can only do our best. Mother Nature does what she does, dearies. We are asking Mother Nature to be kind to those in the path of Hurricane Milton, dearies. We are asking Mother Nature to be loving and not taking to those in the path of Hurricane Milton. We are asking Mother Nature to reconsider her path for Hurricane Milton. We do not want to see Tampa become the Bay. Mother Nature, we love you. Goddess, Mother Isis, we ask Mother Nature to send kindness and her to reverse her course. We send protection to those in the path of Hurricane Milton. And we send all the light to all of those in its path, evacuating or not. Remember, dearies, you sign up for this ride. We are not saying that they should have to go through this. Nobody should have to go through this. But when you are on shaky ground, as planet Earth is, sometimes a hurricane or a tornado or an earthquake is part of your universe and maybe part of a higher lesson in the long run. Much love, much protection, much favor to all of those, dearie, who are anywhere near the path of Hurricane Milton. And I offer my individual pyramid of protection to all who watch this, anywhere, but especially if you are in Florida. Mother Isis does not wish that you ever have to go through this. But on the back end, what an experience your soul will have to stay. It went through far its highest learning and good. Mother Isis loves you and thankful that you were here. All right, Mother Isis, we are grateful. Thank you so much. And if you are in Florida, we are going to give you we're going to come by and help you to row your boat. Favor. And hopefully your stream is very gentle because it's going to be rainy down there. So please, if you are anywhere near Tampa, please, we are offering you the biggest favor. Saint Germain is offering you all the love in the world and invoke your violet flame, and we will do the best to protect you. But again, remember, yeah, there is something to that. If you are in, you are there for a reason. You are in the. There's all these whole planet, and you are there. We are not saying we want you there, but all right, write the energetics out. That's all you can do. And do not, you can be the victim or you can be the experiencer. You can see that as a victimizing thing, right? We can talk about this for a moment. If you are in a situation like a tornado or a hurricane or an earthquake, you are on planet Earth and you are there. You are the whole planet Earth and you are right there at that moment, right? You could be anywhere in Florida. You could be laying way down in the Homestead, Florida, the southeastern tip, right? Right before you go to the Keys, right? No hurricane there. So you are in Florida and you are chilling on the beach, right? You wouldn't want to be on the beach, but nonetheless, not this hurricane, may be rainy, but no hurricane. But if you are in Tampa, you are meant to be there for a reason. We're not saying that your soul is in, you are in the hurricane zone. You can complain about it. You can go, this is an experience I guess I am meant to have, right? There's two ways to look at things in your universe. And so we are not trying to conflate anything, but we are trying to get you to understand that in your universe, if you are in a situation, in something that is going on, whatever that might be, can you see into your universe that, okay, maybe I was meant to be there? This is what it is. So I'm not going to fight the energetics. I'm going to be part of those energetics, accept it for what it is as an experience, as my soul is having on planet Earth through the trauma body, right? Do not take any trauma from it. Just accept it for what it is. If you can do that, you are in good space. We'll have to throw away the scuff. But nonetheless, accept that fact. You are on the Earth plane. You are on planet Earth, right? So if you're on a planet that is not totally stable and you put yourself on that planet, are you going to freak out when the tornado comes by? Are you going to go, all right, I accept it. I am on this planet and I live in the tornado alley, right? Could happen. There you go. So you will have to accept that thing and then watch it drive by as it comes by. You can watch it in awe, like, oh, wow, I'm having a 3D experience with a tornado, right? Yes, there's one driving by. Just have to, wow. Or you can freak out and whatever. It's your universe. You create the energetics. So we are saying. All right. So we're going to return you to Josh, releasing transmission. All right. So here we go. All right. So Saint Germain, Mother Isis, thank you so much. That was an invocation for Hurricane Milton. And we don't really want to invoke Milton to be any more than some sort of little rainy event, right? Not in our universe do we want to see what could happen. What they're saying, we don't want to see that. So not in our universe. All right, I like that, Millie. Or bring light to the situation. Nice chicken, Tenny. There's chickens here. All right, you love looking into a conversation. I have no idea what but they're talking about chickens, but I have no idea what they're really. So all right, so we're gonna work with some energetics here, and I have this is shungite. If you're not familiar with shungite, it's extraordinarily grounding. Just holding it, it has this kind of thud into your chakras, your lower chakras. So we're going to work with this. This is a shungite pyramid. Gary Fong would be the shungite guy if you want to see more shungite. But Gary Fong works with shungite, and shungite eats RF. So if you go to Gary Fong's channel and pay the second video, he takes a piece of shungite, first video. He drops it, what is shungite, right? Part is revised, what is shungite. You put shungite in front of a Wi-Fi, there we go. In front of a Wi-Fi router, and poof. The multimeter shows, the RF meter shows 0 RF. Zoop. It eats it all up. The shungite eats it up. You would be like RF free sitting there. But it works. Wi-Fi still works. But all the junk RF, whoop, instantly gets collected into the shungite and kill. It doesn't even hold it. It just dies. So shungite's an amazing stone. If you're RF, we've been talking about stones, right? So if you're radio frequency sensitive, EMF, RF sensitive, electromagnetic frequency as well, Watch Gary Fung. He puts a RF meter to this and it zeroes out with, so it eats RF. He proves it. But if you need, get some shungite, and if you need some, email me at Mr Floyd channelings with an S at gmail.com, and I can get you some from the store. But nonetheless, shungite is a very grounding stone as well, so it works to ground you, blink real hardcore to the ground. It immediately grabs your root chakra and pulls you deeply into the ground. If you are at all speedy, have ADHD, this might help. This being shungite might help because it's very grounding for the root chakra. It kind of boots you into the ground. Like you can feel you can feel yourself being grounded just by holding this for a longer length of time. I can feel it in my root chakra, my sacral chakra, but mostly my root chakra. So shungite is a very powerful stone. It comes from Russia. It shouldn't be terribly expensive. $20 for a decent chunk, 20, 25. You can go on Amazon, but there are some fakes out there. They're passing off some sort of glass deal. So be careful if you do that and don't drop your shungite. Kind of did that on purpose, but not. But you can see it can chip, so be careful. But this is real shungite because it's not glass. There's a stone underneath. It's stone. It's polished, but it can chip, so be careful. But that's one way to tell that it's real. Froggy throat. There we go. It's one way to tell that it's real is to chip. But so shungite is a really good stone. It eats RF and it'll bust up your root chakra there, for sure. If you listen to Chris's sacral chakra and you hold shungite at the same time, party on, Wayne. That'll really get you going, so to speak, as well. So we're going to work with the shungite. We're going to do that. That's going to be root chakra then. So the energetics you're feeling, I would imagine mostly will be in your root chakra when it comes to working with the shungite. So all you have to do is agree. You can thumbs up, hit the heart, whatever you want to do to agree for yourself. If you're not in agreement, understandable for sure. But we're going to go ahead and work with shungite today and get really grounded. With that, if you feel anything, I would imagine, again, you would feel it in your root chakra. Shungite as well can work with the throat chakra, can work with the upper chakras, but mostly it's going to get your lower chakra, your root chakra at its best. And I can feel it directly there right now. So, all right, so let's go ahead. Hey, Suzette. I see Suzette's name in the chat there. And let's see who else we got. Anna and Mikhail and Amanda, Yuli, Bunny. Thumbs up. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. We always ask because you never want to work on anybody's energies or do any energetic work with anybody who's not, of course, a willing participant. There we go. All right, so let's grab the shungite here, and we're going to some energetics with the shungite pyramid. You should be feeling that somewhere in your root chakra. What I need to do next, and next thing I'm going to do, figure out how to YouTube and have music. So I should have music playing just in the background. But we'll get this worked out. At some point here, I'll have a laptop that's not a dinosaur. And then we'll do this from laptop, and then we can have music from phone and laptop, and nonetheless. I'm feeling, you see me doing it because I'm feeling it right down here. Like right above my tailbone is where, and I'm very extraordinarily sensitive to energetics. And for myself, my body actually, and it's going to sound weird, but I think it'll make sense. My body, when I'm not at the shop for more than 2 days, begins to crave being in the shop because of the energies of standing amongst all the crystals and amethyst and what have not in the store. it's become kind of used to the vibrational attunement that it provides. And so for myself, all right, let's do this backside here, smooth the things out. For myself, I've noticed that after about the third day, if I have 3 days off in a row, then it gets energetically, my body really starts to miss being in the store. All right, so we're smoothing out you with the Shungite pyramid. Poke into your chakra. Poke. All right, so we're going to poke your third eye. You may feel this with the Shungite and may feel a little heavy. It's a very dense stone in itself, but it breaks. When it breaks, it flakes. They make Shungite discs. I would recommend getting Shungite discs. Those you can get on Amazon. Don't get the cheapest ones, though, because then they're kind of flimsy. But Shungite discs, put them on the back of your phone. Find where the antenna is located on your phone, and at least put one there. And the RF will go into the Shungite disc. It really does work. Gary Fong. But it'll go into the Shungite disc. And so when you're carrying your phone, the RF from the antenna goes into the disc that you just stick on the back, like a little disc, and you stick it on the back of your case of your phone. And they stick pretty well. And I've never had one fall off. They can break, but it'll eat the RF off. I have them on the back of my phone. I can't kind of show. Next time I have my phone out of case, I'll do this out of case and I'll show you the case. The case is, but I can do this without the case. But so put Shungite discs on the back of your phone. You can get those on Amazon. I have them in the store, but they're priced more than they need to be. I'm not going to lie. But you can get them on Amazon, packs of 3, and they will eat the RF off your phone from the back of the phone. It's got to bleed out somewhere. It'll bleed through the case, so the RF will bleed into the Shungite instead. All right, so we're going to smooth out. All right, it's 11:11. It's going to get too much longer here. All right. So let's one final energetic crunch with the Shungite. All right, so we need to do our 15-second project. Not forgotten. All right, so what we've been doing is, if you're new here, is a 15-second project, which is energetics through Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, and Greg Braden, and Abraham Hicks, too, always talks about that in channel. Esther always talks about that in channel. About 15 seconds into the greater source field, and that's what we're doing energetically. So if you're new to us, you can pause the video. If you're watching in rewind, you can pause the video as well. But basically what we're doing is picking something that we want to see in our universe. Our drop date is November 11th. And we're trying to see we're not trying to, we're creating what we want to see in our universe energetically first, and feeling into it. It takes both, seeing it, but mostly feeling it first to get it into your frame, into your universe. So we create those energetics, goes to the greater source field, and it comes back. In this case, there's a chipped glass or the Hero's Journeys deck or Sodalite Pillar, which works on creativity and your third eye and your sacral chakra too. But all right, so we're going to go ahead and ground into our project. If you're new, just to see it, feel it, however you choose. You can see it as a picture. You can see yourself driving it and feel it. You can see yourself spending it and feel it. You can see yourself circulating it. You don't spend it, remember? But either way, whatever you choose. All right, so we're going to take a minute here and pause into our project at 15 seconds and see what we want to create by November 11th. So again, take a deep breath. It's all the quickest way to center yourself is a deep breath. Deep breath in And deep exhale out. Ha. All right, one more in. And a ha out. You do that, it's kind of like a breath laugh, right? Ha. Kind of like release more than you would think if you do that. It's weird, but I don't know. Crazy things. But nonetheless. All right, so let's go ahead and close our eyes. If you can, if you're not, and if you don't want to, that's fine. Whatever works for you. This is a personal journey here as well. So however you're manifesting, whatever you're manifesting, then do so. We're going to take 15 seconds to do that. So let's go ahead and do so and take our 15 seconds to manifest. All right. It may have been more or less than 15 seconds, but it's the intention. 15 seconds is the general rule of thumb that it takes energetically to hold it and get it up to stick up there, to keep the vibration enough that it'll and put some dense energy into the greater source field. That's why we do it for 15 seconds. And that science is proved by Dr. Joe Drink Some Water Dispenza. He proved that energetically, tossing things into the greater source field, if you take 15 seconds to do so, the source field holds it. And the more you do it, the more denser the energy gets in the source field, where it comes back once it gets dense enough as the physical thing you're trying to create. The reason it never shows up generally is because our traumas, our worthiness or lack thereof, erases it. So if you say not now, or I'm not worthy, or they can have it, but I can't, you can go right back and restart manifesting it. The energetics would still, you'd still be able to tap into those old energies, but if you erase it and you don't go back and fix it, then you erase it. It's as simple as that. So don't try not to take any of your energetics back when you're doing this, because otherwise you're just walking in a circle, right? And that's what we do. We walk in a circle energetically. So when you make the manifestation, I want this, and you really do. And so at that moment, you're as honest as you can be, and you really believe you can have it. And then you put it out there, and you go on about your business. Then whatever happens, you get traumatized, whatever that is, and then you go, you start thinking, it never showed up, and it may be a week or 2 days or 10 days, or I'm not worthy of that anyways, or you know what? Everybody else can have that, not me. I've never had that, so why not worthy of it anyways, or whatever it is in your universe. And so you just erase the energetics of it. It's gone. You have to go back and reset it and start over. And not start over, but at least put the intentional energetics back into it. You know what? Maybe I am worthy of it. Boom, you fix it. Okay, darn it, I will have that. I do have that. Nope, nothing's going to stop me. And then you can put that back. You can fix it. But you have to be aware of your energetics. If you just take it away or walk away with in a depressive state, like, oh, nothing good ever happens to me, that won't happen. And you do that to yourself, then if you don't go back and fix it, then the manifestation's dead. Like dropping 52 cards, 52 card pickup, right? You just throw it on the floor, so to speak. But you can always pick the cards back up and put it back together. And sometimes when you put it back together the second time, it's a much stronger manifestation. But it's easier just to set it and then not take the energetics back, right? And just keep adding to it and let the universe bring it to you, right? But we don't do that because of our unworthiness and trauma. Mostly it's our programming from our parents. Their lack becomes your lack. And sadly, we allow our parents' lack to become the lack that we don't need to be in our universe. But we allow that, and because we're programmed to that, to our parents. So whatever our parents, you've seen that Geico commercial, right? I don't watch too many TV, but you end up seeing a commercial now, right? Netflix or Hulu, whatever. But anyways, I think it was a Geico. You end up becoming your parents, and so yeah, they think training to become your parents. I think it is, but nonetheless, we become our parents in that way because we take on their fears and their lack. So you take on your parents. If they had no money, you'll take on the fact that they had no money as that's how you see the universe. So you have to be programmed out of the way they saw the universe with lack of money. And so you have to realize that you're fully sourced and that money, there is no lack of money, it's a lack of program that you're abundance instead. So you have to reprogram yourself to be abundant. And that's when neuroplasticity and Joe Dispenza come in. And you have, so yeah, I mean, there's no have tos, but if you don't reprogram yourself, then you're from your parents' brokenness, then you're just going to repeat whatever pattern they gave you. And that's no fun because then you don't get anywhere. So yeah, realize be the pat. That's how you break generational curses. You break those generational patterns, right? You become that generational breaker by breaking the patterns that your parents inherited from their parents who inherited from their parents. So lack began 5, 10 generations ago, but you don't have to be in that lack. That was passed on, that mentality that was passed on from generation to generation. You can be the one to go, no, I'm fully sourced, and if I'm sourced, then I'm all abundance. And if I'm not being abundant as source, then I'm not expressing myself fully as source, because source is fully everything, fully abundant. Once you realize that you don't have to be of lack, that you're fully abundant, that you are source, and you're creating that in you can create that in your universe, and poof, it kind of starts to fall into place. All right, so we're not going to go too much further here, but yes. All right, so we will do one thing here that I hadn't done much of, and that's we'll do a quick in 10 minutes here before, because it's only 9:20, so 10 minutes. Story time with me. You don't get much. I haven't given much of who I am, where I've come from, and what, like, who's this guy, and why am I watching this guy sit here and play with oracle cards? I'd rather grab the sodalite. Because sodalite works really well if you're a public speaker. If you're a public speaker, if you have a speech or something, or you're like a teacher or something, put some sodalite on the pillar or right where you speak or near or on your desk. And it's really good for your throat chakra and your root chakra. It grounds you in and it opens up your throat chakra so that it's easy to speak. It's good stuff. Really good stuff for speaking on the fly, too. Sometimes you don't see it, but it's sitting like right over here, right off the phone. You can't see it, but I keep it on the table because it helps to keep you stable. When yeah, there you go. So there, totally. But yeah, so we'll give a quick story time with me. I don't say much about who I am. I haven't, and it's I'm kind of like this enigma guy. Like, where'd he come from? Who is this great channeler, right? And part of the great channeling that, and it's part of, you can do this in your universe, is that I walk around, and it's not an ego thing, right? It's a manifesting thing. It's a creating thing. I was saying before, it'd be fun to be an open channel. And so then I became an open channel, but now I walk around saying I'm the world's greatest open channeler. Not an ego thing. It's what I'm creating in my universe is to be the greatest open channeler in the world. And so trying to create in the act of creating that, I just state it to my universe often enough during during the day. But yeah, so back to story time with me. I spent a year, 2001. I spent the year hitchhiking across the United States. I had a backpack, a tent, a sleeping bag, a decent tent. I'm proud of my Coleman tent. Coleman Exponent tents were in the early 2000s were amazing. This is 2001. So I spent the majority of 2001 hitchhiking around the said United States with no money, no car. Not, well, I had money sometimes, but no money from personally when I started. No car or anything else. So yeah, so we started in. I'll give you a little bit of background on that. I used to do and still do called a rainbow gathering. Before you jump in there, it's Native American, not anything else. Rainbow Warriors of the Light started in Colorado in 1973 with hippies in the woods doing hippie things in the woods. Turned into an international thing with hippies doing hippie things. Radio community in the woods pops up on July 4th. If you look it up, just type in Rainbow Gathering. You'll see it's hippies, teepees, all kinds of stuff. Good stuff. It's like an alternative community that pops up in the forest, and everybody's based on love. Um, and it's based off of the Rainbow Warriors of the Light. There'll be a tribe of Rainbow Warriors when the Earth is ravaged who will come in to help save the planet, and or at least bring it light to the planet. And so that's where they got the Rainbow Warriors. Rainbow. Right? All right, Light Warriors, same difference. So if you're familiar with the Rainbow Gathering, blessed. But either way, so when I picked up a couple of people from the Rainbow Gathering in 2001, and we came back. I came back, but just with one, and we ended up hitchhiking away. So I left my apartment and my stuff mostly, and gave away most of my stuff, and spent the rest of the year hitchhiking around the United States. So about 6 months, 7 months, 6 months. Hitchhiking around the United States with the guy named Jay that I'd met from the Rainbow Gathering. Jay lived in Missouri, and I was in Cincinnati, so he came back with me, and we left. Went to the Ithaca, New York Rainbow Gathering. But here, I'll tell you, we talk about a living universe. You live in a living universe, right? We know that. It's a living toroidal field. Your field, everybody else has their own toroidal field. They interact. And then we move on. Or we stay and we keep fragments of each other's universes. But either way, I got dropped off near a gas station between Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio, with Jay. My ex-stepfather, he dropped us off, and off we go. And we catch a ride into Columbus. And so we're in Columbus, we get out, and we're at this stop. And we're standing there. It's a random stop, right? There's a gas station down the street, but we're standing there, and this cop pulls up. He's like, look, you can stand here, but you can't put your thumb out because that's illegal, but we don't care if you stand here. You're not doing anything illegal. Standing here, fine. So he drives off, said, I will be back, but if I see you actively hitchhiking, I'll ticket you. Fine. Cool. We went, cool, no thumbs, right? And so thumbs up, right, but no thumbs. So he drives off. This guy pulls up behind him in a truck. It's a extended cab truck, stick shift. Important. I drive stick shift. Important. And it's pulling a trailer. So the guy jumps out the window. He sees us. He's already made the bend, like he's going onto the highway, but it's dark. There's nobody there. So he hangs out of the window and he goes, where are you guys going? And we go, Ithaca, New York. And he goes, that's where I am going. Living universe. Only car to offer us a ride is a king-size, super-sized truck. So you got a whole big back bed. I got a big old double-sized cab here, like an F-250 size truck. And the guy's like, going to the same place. So it gets better. So we go, all right, where in Ithaca would you be going? We said, to the NERF. NERF is the Northeast Regional Family Rainbow Gathering, right? So the hippie gathering in the woods in the National Forest in Ithaca. He goes, I know where that's going on. I know exactly where the gate front door, where to drop you off, to walk into the woods, to go to the gathering is. We were going there, but we didn't know where exactly it was. He's like, I know exactly where to take you. Then he looks at me and Jay and goes, does anybody drive stick shift? Boom. Me. Drops me a 10. At the time I smoked. Opens up the cigarette, says, smoke away, Marlboros. I smoke Marlboro Lights, but they work. And he's like, I'm going to take a nap. You have $10. Stop, get coffee, whatever. Cigarettes, smoke mine. Drive yourself. I'm driving my own hitchhike. So he's like, drive yourself. So I'm literally, right. I'm go from getting dropped off to getting in this guy's truck, and he just slides right over. He never even drove. I just got in the truck, clutched it off, and off we went. I'm driving with this trailer. I've never driven anything with a trailer. He was building cell phone towers. Pardon me. He was building 3G at the time, 3G cell phone towers out in wherever, and so people had to build them. So he was making good money, and so he had a contract to go to Ithaca and build cell phone towers. with the company, with his company. And so there he goes. So he's driving to Ithaca to meet the rest of his company. And so, yeah, so I drove my own hitchhike from Columbus, north of Columbus, Ohio, all the way to Ithaca, New York. So we get into Ithaca, and yeah, I mean, at the time I was eating fast food. So, but so we drive into. He's like, wakes up as we're coming in Ithaca. He's drive into Burger King, and I'll buy you breakfast. So he buys us breakfast. He's like, get a big bag of food, and so we get a couple sandwiches and such, and big thing of Coca-Cola, and he takes us to the front door. This time he's driving, and he takes us first. Cigarettes. He gets his cigarettes. Then he takes us to the front door of the Rainbow Gathering, right? Says, this is where you want to go. Walk down the trail, and you will be in the Rainbow Gathering. Like he knew. Like he's like, and what are the chances of that? He literally said, what are the odds of meeting two people who are going? I was going to go to the Rainbow Gathering, but I have to work. But I was trying to get a day or two where I could go to the Rainbow. He had to work and build cell phone towers, which made him a lot more money. He took the money versus going to the Rainbow Gathering. So we'll talk about living universe for just a quick minute here. When you learn to let go, it's a story of letting go as well. When you let go into your universe and let your universe take care of you, you get to drive your own hitch. Since I drove stick shift, I got to drive like through. I'm driving in New York, and most of you guys get it. I'm driving Corning, New York. I'm driving right past the Corning factory in Corning, New York, and Corning glass. And so, yeah, I'm driving myself through New York to Ithaca, New York, to a rainbow, to the hippies. And yeah, and my own hitch. It gets better, and we'll go over more story here. You're really going to get to work, but it gets much crazier. It gets much better. I love you guys. When I talk about the living universe, I don't say anything that hasn't lived literally in my universe. And when I talk about how you have a living universe, I mean that because I live a living universe. I drove my own hitchhike from the cop going, hey, he drove back. We were driving away. He was looking for us to hitchhike, to put up our thumb. He drove, and poof, we were on the highway and gone, and soda and cigarettes, and that's what I smoke now. Thankfully, I quit smoking in 2002, but so I quit smoking a year later. But nonetheless, still wake up sometimes froggy, so to speak. But thank you guys so much. We'll add more to this tomorrow. It gets better. My whole hitchhiking experience is living universe gone berserk. But your living universe can't really go berserk, but you can end up eating steak and playing pin to tail on the donkey in St. Louis. Don't ask. I won't tell. But nonetheless, actually I will. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all being here today, and we'll do this again tomorrow. And remember, today, 5 o'clock my time, which would be 7 o'clock your time, Laura B with Live Tarot Oracle and her awesome self. And I will see you guys later. There won't be Tuesdays. We do not do an ISIS because you may not get a notification for Laura B if I do an ISIS card today. So we do not. You only get so many notifications from YouTube, but for like, nah, bro, we're cutting you off. They got to find you. We're done. You used our bell you rang our bell one too many times. That's it. Put the bell away. So yeah, you get 2 bells. I think you get 2 bells a day. And if I do a short, then for sure, we're done. And quarterback is toast. So you do not get an ISIS, but you do get the hero's journey today, which go out there and create, man. Chris, if you're still watching there, that was on you. That was Gabriel, and thank you. So yeah, go check out Chris on the community page. Chris is, and we're gonna end up making a folder for Chris at this point. But please, so his channeling was fire. So please go check that out. And if you want some Shungai, email me, mrfloydchannelings@gmail.com. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you all this evening, with Laura B, 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. And sorry, it's just kind of, if you're working on the West Coast or getting ready to head home, then you can check us out in the automobile. But otherwise, hopefully you're home. And have a day as awesome as you are. Much love, peace, and favor. Thank you all for being a part of my universe as I am a part of yours. And if you notice there, real quick, if you notice, we changed the channel's name to Mr. Floyd and A Good Dawning with Mr. Floyd and Family. Family being you all first and foremost, and then, of course, Saint Germain and all. But I can't do this without any of you. And here comes the tears. And center. Wait, here we go. Center. Oof. There you go. You want to get it? You get ungrounded real quick? Grab some shungite. Shungite, for those who are about to cry. You can stop that real quick in your root chakra with the shungite. But there you go. But thank you. Really, I couldn't do any of this without you guys. And so Mr. Floyd and Family doesn't beyond fit. It's beyond what should be, or what is. Thank you. Grateful. Love you all. And I will see you this afternoon with Laura B.